were just joking around with the idea of taking Polaroids every single day of high school. Maybe if I get sponsored by them, like Logan's gonna like collaborate with me or something like that.
I feel like after that one, I was like, you know what? It's our senior year. Let's just do this.
Yeah. Everything that I have in life, I've asked God for it, and He's like, help me out, but you gotta like meet Him halfway to go to the gym.
My family or views.
Yeah.
You're Delulu, man. You're a little Delulu.
Yeah, you better be watching the last two. But yeah, so I remember one time I was in his.
Welcome back to another episode of the podcast, guys. I'm Sean.
I'm Anthony.
And today is part 2 of the last podcast. We're talking about senior year.
Yeah, so basically last episode, we kind of left you guys on a big cliffhanger. We went through the first 3 years of our high school, which was freshman, junior, and sophomore. That's not in order.
That's
my
not
bad.
at all.
But it's good. It's because it's 9 in the morning, okay?
It's actually 10. All right, calm down.
Oh, okay,
it's 10
okay,
in the morning.
Okay. But when we started this, it was 9 in the morning, but we were figuring everything out because we usually record at night, but now we're recording in the morning for this episode. But yeah, so basically today we're gonna cover our senior year, and it's a big senior year to cover because we did a lot our senior year. If you followed me on TikTok, you probably seen some of it. But we're really gonna go in depth on everything that happened today.
Yep, and starting with, I feel like what started it all for our senior year, our senior sunset.
Yeah.
Sunrise.
Oh shit, sunrise. Okay, let's put you guys into our shoes. We are junior year summer has ended. We're going into our senior year. Everybody right now is just like most people already have their credits and they're looking into college. That's like where the mindset is at. But what is our mindset at that time?
Honestly, I don't even remember what our mindset was at that time. I think it was just live life. I don't know.
For me, it was just like stress because I was just like, all right, we got one more year till we like don't have to do this every single day, and like we have to like figure out what we're gonna do with our rest of our lives because that's like how it's looked upon at the same time.
Yeah, that is very true.
Because like anytime you graduate, everybody's gonna ask you, oh, what are you gonna do? Or what are you doing next?
Yeah, because that's literally all we were asked junior and senior year. Oh, what's your plans? What's your plans? Man, I had no plans.
Yeah. So basically, I was kind of stressing. And to start our senior year, at the end of the first week of our senior year, they did a senior sunrise on a Friday. So it was like we went to school like on a Wednesday. That's when we started school, remember? Because we started like weird.
Yeah, it was that we started on Wednesday. We had those 3 days, and I think it was that next week. I think
it was Friday. It was Friday. Yeah, it was the first Friday of our senior year, and it was our senior sunset. And this is like an activity they did, like to
sunrise.
Oh shit. To bring all of our class together, so they could have like a bonding moment and they could take like pictures and stuff and look good on like the website or whatever. But so basically this is like I guess one of the most important parts of the entire year because this is what started it all. Because I remember we were just like joking around talking about like the senior year, and I remember for the senior sunrise, Sean was going, some of my other friends were going, and I was like, oh, let me take a Polaroid camera because I was inspired by Logan Paul's 99 Originals, but it was just to go take funny pictures of like my friends.
Yeah, I think we won like one cool picture of like the sunrise or something.
And we just kept trying to like, and then I was like debating on bringing it or not, and then Sean was like, yeah, just bring it.
Yeah.
And
so you hear that, guys? I'm the reason that we're
you think about it. And then we did that. We're just trying to get like a picture of us with the sunset behind us.
Yeah.
And then we didn't even know how to use the camera, to be honest. We're like doing like this with the camera, like the pictures, remember?
Yeah, because we didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to do that. As soon as you take the picture, you're supposed to put it in your pocket, but I didn't know. Like I just bought the camera like the day before. And then I think later in the day, we were just joking around with the idea of taking Polaroids every single day of high school, and that's what Sean said.
Yeah, I think it was either that we were going back to our cars. I mentioned I think that summer was it that summer that 99 Originals came out.
Yeah,
I think I had mentioned something about that, and was like, let's do that for every day. And the original plan was supposed to be us and our friends, but then. And clearly he went somewhere else.
But and the whole thing with Sean was just talking about pictures. Like I don't think he was talking about posting it.
Yeah, no, it was only my idea was just pictures to look back at in like 5-10 years and be like, this was our senior year.
Yeah.
This is what we did.
And that's what I thought he was saying. And then but my idea was to when he said it, I was thinking about doing the whole videos like Logan Paul did for his series 99 originals. So like I just had it in the back of my brain, but I didn't say it. And we're just talking about like some of the pictures we could do. And then that's when I texted him, I think like over the weekend. I was like, oh, I'm gonna take the photos and I'm gonna make the videos with it and post it on TikTok every day. And I remember like I was FaceTiming you and it was like coming up these stairs. And then he was like, yeah, but he was like, joking around with it because like that's not something that like it was just so random.
Yeah, I didn't think he was for real.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a little, yeah, let's do it every day and post it for TikTok. Yeah, I thought he was just joking around.
Yeah, and that turned into like 200. I can't tell you the exact number, 260 something Polaroids.
But that was at 300, no?
No, we didn't get to 300. Like if you combine a lot of my series, yeah. But for total, we had
school.
So from then on, I started taking Polaroids every single day of my high school, and I would come home, make a video about it, kind of like what Logan Paul did for his 99 original series, and then post it every day, like in the afternoon.
And I think the second one was me standing on the table, right? Or no?
Oh yeah, and then this was like a big part because it kind of like pushed me to keep going. And it was like our second photo, and I had Sean stand on the table. Like it was so like thinking back, it was so dumb. It was just a picture of him on a table. But
I think the story was like because my chair got stolen or something. I mean, it did get stolen, but like I think honestly that photo I think really like settled it for us. Like this is what we're gonna do. And I think it took away the embarrassment level. I'm not gonna lie, when he mentioned it at first, I was like, yeah, he's not being for real. Well, I'm not gonna be the guy known for the TikToks and stuff. But I feel like after that one, I was like, you know what? It's our senior year. Let's just do this.
Yeah, and it's like, and the video did really good. Like compared to like just like TikTok page starting out, it got like maybe like 200,000 views at the time. I don't know what it's at now. And then I was like, damn, like this is over like just a picture. And I was like, what if we just keep doing this? Like imagine like how many like videos would do good. But that wasn't the case because almost like maybe like the next cut or maybe like one or two other ones did good in the beginning, but for the rest of them, they were like all below 10,000 views or at 10,000 views. Because I remember telling you like my goal was to get all my videos to 10,000 views. Yeah.
I think definitely there was a little bit of a dry spout throughout it. But I think it's also good that we just said screw it. We're just doing this for us. I don't think that was ever the goal was to get necessarily views and become TikTok famous, quote unquote. But I think, like I said, from the beginning, for me, it was let's do this so we can look back at it in 5-10 years, show our kids what we did throughout senior year. But I think because we didn't have that mentality, it helped us.
Yeah, because I was posting every day. And like none of the views were there. Like I wouldn't even like look back on it. I would just like post it and then go to my Instagram and then repost it on there, like to link to the video. And I just had fun like taking the photos because every day we didn't have a plan. Like there was some days we may have had a plan, but we literally went into every day thinking like, okay, what are we doing today? I remember waking up and that's like the first thing on my mind. I wouldn't even check my alarm or anything. I was like to school every day, so it didn't really matter. But I was just checking my phone to be like, oh, let me think of what I can do. Because the hard part about taking those Polaroids were if I didn't get a good Polaroid at school, that meant I had to come home and try to think of an idea for like 2 hours because I knew that soon I had to like make the video because I was literally taking the photo, making the video, and then posting it like
all on the same day.
Yeah.
Which is also why I tried my hardest to think of ideas as well. Like literally every morning, I think as soon as we got to school, it was a text sent. You got an idea? Oh, this is an idea for today. Let's do this.
And then sometimes we think of an idea, but this is the hard part where we would try to explain to people when we'd ask them for ideas. We're like, we can take a cool photo, but what the hell am I going to talk about for 30 seconds to a minute? Because I had to make a video about why I took each Polaroid. And when you think about it, when you just describe the photo, it's a 10-second video. And I try to make it as long as possible. But sometimes, like, some of the photos we took, there's, like, nothing behind it. I was just like, I don't know, man.
I'm not going to lie. The first couple that were, like, very random, if you guys saw them, complete BS behind the story.
I think there was like some truth to it, but it's just like I just had to make the story longer. So there are some like that, but a lot of them were pretty true to the story.
If they looked, extra weird, that's why, because it was a dead ass lie.
But how were your classes? Like, did you have any classes that stood out to you, like senior year or like in the beginning that you changed like a? I'm saying this because there's a lot of people going to the senior year.
Yeah.
So what would be some advice that you give somebody coming in, like what classes to take, what classes not to take?
I feel like, I don't know if you remember this, but I feel like my first like 2 weeks of senior year was kind of special, or like not as special, just like different than everyone else's.
You heard that? You heard that here, ladies and gentlemen. He had special classes in the beginning of his senior year.
No, the reason I say that is because I know why I got put into it, but we have 1040 at our school, so you get early dismissal.
It's kind of hard. It's because a lot of schools are really, really different from our schools in a lot of ways.
If so, to explain what it is, if you guys don't have it, it's 1040 is when our first 2 classes end. You go into a third period. But for us, if you were a senior, if you had all your credits, or if you had a work leave, I think it was, that you could leave and then, of course, not come back the rest of the day.
You basically like have a half day of school.
Yeah, pretty much. So for me, I had got a 1040 just based off my credits because I already had enough credits for everything. But I never applied for it. So my first 2 weeks were very fucking weird. I was going home at 1040 every day and didn't know what to do with my life. But for me, I could have taken the 1040, but we were doing this, and I really wanted, in my eyes, if I took a 1040, I wasn't gonna have the full senior year high school experience.
And you wouldn't have, like,
I would have missed a lot of stuff that happened. And like I said, if you watched the last podcast, we had mentioned we never really had a real full year of high school. So I'm like, this is probably my one and only chance. So let me do this. But with that being said,
but we didn't
class.
But I tried to get my 1040 in the beginning, but they just didn't accept it. But I also didn't have all my credits because I still had to get my history credit senior year, and then I had to get my found of tech. No, my found of tech.
Yeah.
And also in the beginning of senior year, they put us in. We had one class together our senior year, and it was supposed to be like what is it called? Like
ceramics.
Ceramics. It was supposed to be a ceramics class, and since I remember like them telling me I had to take history my senior year, but it wasn't on my schedule, so I went to go talk to our counselor, and she changed it. So our one class, she was like, "This is the only spot that I could put you in," and then I would have to replace the history class that I needed to pass with our ceramics class that we had together.
That happened second semester, no?
No, it happened like the first 2 classes, remember? Because we didn't even get to do anything yet. We had a couple classes in.
Oh, yeah. It was because the only reason I'm thinking it was second semester.
Yeah. I'm going to get to it. Get to it.
Yeah.
So, what's it called? We switched I switched my ceramics class. The only class I had together with Sean to history because I needed it in order to graduate.
Yeah.
And then I had to take that with like lower classmen. And then I'll put this out right now, but this goes into like a later part of of my senior year. But also, since we didn't have any class together, I remember him telling me that they had all class together, like him and some of my other friends, and they were gonna have this class called team sports together. And then I had an art class while they had that class, and my art class was just really boring, and there was like nobody I really knew there, so I ended up going to my counselor, and I told her that I already took that art class before. And she believed me. Like, she didn't even like look it up. She had the computer right there. She could have like looked at my entire thing, and I think she did because I remember her like, "Let me check." And then she was like, "Oh yeah. You already took this." And I was like, "She really doesn't care." So she ended up giving me team sports with them. So later we'll get into that, but basically that became my class that I had with him and some of my other friends, and that was like the best class of the entire year.
Yeah, honestly, it really was. But for me, my classes, I feel like they were all just filler classes. I didn't care about a single one because I don't know why, but when I had to switch from having a 1040, I had to choose 4 more classes.
Yeah.
And one of those classes was speech. And if my parents are watching this is a lie. I went to that class 4 times. Literally never went to that class. It was the most pointless class in the world.
I mean, I don't blame you. I remember like my schedule was like I had piano class, and it's just because I needed more classes, and I actually like piano. I was doing pretty good. Shout out to the teacher. What was his name? Do you know his name?
Mr. I know his name.
Uh,
If I could think of his name would be right here, but I don't think I will.
but it was like the Bowie High School teacher. He's a piano teacher, and he actually taught me how to play like pretty good for the amount of time, you know. And there was like sometimes I wouldn't go to his class, but like the times I did, he was I think he was a pretty good piano teacher, and I actually enjoyed that class compared to like all my other classes. And then like I had like filler classes. I had a math class that we just had to take math our senior year, but we didn't have to actually pass it. So I think my last grade in there was like a 3 points or something, 3 points out of 100, and then I also had I was a student aide for my psychology teacher from junior year, Mr. Lemaster. So a student aide is basically you just go and you help out in his class, and it was like pretty fun. It was just easy, he just let us do our thing, and then we would help him around.
I think everyone wanted to be a student aide for that class.
Yeah, it was like I remember running to fill in take the paper, take it to the office the first or second day of school, because whoever got there first would be able to be a student aide.
Yeah, I mean, he also got to pick who he wanted.
Yeah,
but it was also like a first come first serve.
So yeah, but basically I got to be a student aide, and that was like a chill class, and I had a third period, so I was just chilling there for lunch too.
Yeah, because me and you I was also a student aide for my old geometry teacher, and we had the same period. So some days I would tell my my teacher I was student aide for, hey, I'm gonna go to other class. You cool with that? He was like, yeah, I don't care, just go. And I would just come into your class.
Yeah, and if any faculty is watching, this is not true.
Yes, this is no.
Yeah,
No, you know what?
yeah.
No, them.
No,
I know it
no.
is true.
No, it's not.
I skipped.
Lemaster's the best teacher. Don't fire him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What do
Oh.
you think I'm saying?
Yeah.
This shit?
Faculty, this is not true.
Yeah, this is not true.
The master.
The master was very strict. He didn't let anybody in his class that they
Nobody.
were not supposed to be in there.
I
Yep.
snuck into his class without him knowing, and
Yep.
every time he saw me, he kicked me out.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But he would let us eat lunch in there. That was allowed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was good because nobody really liked going to lunch. Like I guess all the rest of the seniors would go get food and come back, or they'd just be like hanging out like somewhere.
Yeah, and no one really went to so we had like I said before, we had a senior lounge. No one was really in that bitch.
Yeah, so it was like a little room separated from the main lunchroom for all the seniors. But even that place was packed because like the times we did go
at first.
Mhm.
But if you were to go middle of the year, second quarter, throughout the rest of the year, there was literally no one in there.
Oh damn.
Literally, because no one cared about going to lunch.
So we just ate lunch every day in the master's room.
Yeah, that is very true.
Anyway, to be honest, we got a lot of content from being in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think honestly, Lemaster, shout out to him. I don't think we give Lemaster enough credit because Lemaster. I think we got 85% of our content done in that classroom, or because he would let us just go in there and chill.
And I want to talk more about that, but I want to bring that up when we have him on the pod, because then he give his perspective on it. Because I have no idea what he was thinking, because I never really explained to him until like near the end of the year what I was doing.
Yeah,
But we'll get into, because we're gonna have Lemaster on the podcast
one day.
But I want to ask him about all that, so I want to save that,
Yes.
so we're not like repeating ourselves. But
one more big shout out to Mr. Lemaster.
and then like I remember in the beginning of the year we also had our senior class picture, and then we all had to wear blue or something, and
Yeah, I
then we
think it
all
was
went to
blue,
the we went to, what was it,
The gym.
yeah, we went to the gymnasium that we had, and then we all sat there, and we were just like getting like one big photo of us, so you could barely see anybody when you actually look at the photo. But I remember we were trying to get like a Polaroid picture in there too, and then we were like trying to see who would stand, which either me or Sean would stand up and just take the photo, because it like gave off a really big flash.
Yeah, it was, again, embarrassment level, but I think at that point, again, we just didn't care anymore, because I think at that point we're starting to get known as, oh, hey, it's our TikTok guys. Our
I don't know if that was
Polaroid
a good
guys.
reason or a bad reason.
I just stuck with it. But yeah, no, that was hilarious though, because I don't know if you remember, but when we did the class picture, and I think it was one of our other friends that took it for us, or was it me?
I think it was you.
Anyways, though, when I stood up to do it, everyone just looked over at me, and everyone was like, "Oh, get me in it! Oh, get me in it!" I think we ended up taking like 3 of them.
Yeah, we took a lot because like a lot of them came out too dark because like of how the lighting was in there.
Yeah,
But that was like a problem throughout the whole year, like trying to figure out how to use that camera.
Year, like, but to touch on me taking Polaroids, so I think there was probably about 4, maybe 3 times that you didn't go to school, and you'd give me the Polaroid the day before, or I'd just come to your house pick it up. So, as you guys may not know this, Anthony's very, how do you say, picky when it comes to the Polaroids.
It's cause they don't understand the struggle of when I bring that shit home and I look at it and I'm like, let me write like a cool 20 sentences about a photo of one of our short friends on a what was it, on a water fountain.
So, in my defense, any ideas that we ever did was me and you that were doing them. Like, either some days it would just be my idea and I'd tell him we'll do it. Either some days it'd be his idea, he'll tell me we'll do it. But when it's just me thinking about it with a bunch of people that aren't necessarily as invested into this as we are, it was very hard to think of ideas. So I think one of them, I took a picture of like a hallway. It came out terribly. The one that he's talking about with one of our short friends and one of our tall friends, I thought that was a good one. I still don't see what was wrong with that one.
It's because like when I looked at it, the photo itself wasn't even like that good because of how the lighting looked.
Yeah, I'll give you
and
that
it
one.
looked kind of blurry, and it was just like I was just like, what the hell am I looking at? And at first I couldn't even like understand what was going on. And then he told me, and I was like, I was like, yeah, I'm not using this. And then I was like, and then that's like one of the things I was telling you about. I had to be home and just like find something to take a picture. I think I was like that photo I did that day was just me eating 2 sandwiches or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that's better than a short guy.
Go
and a tall
watch
guy.
the story behind it. I think I in the video
It's
they
somewhere.
good. In the video they good. That's the whole thing. They got like
because I
100,000.
think that's the one that started your whole bacon, egg, and cheese thing,
Uh-huh.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
Exactly.
Because I messed up, I started something new for him.
Yeah. But yeah. And there's just like there's a lot of stuff that happened like that throughout the entire year.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a lot of trial and error, or we had one idea, ended up doing like 3.
And then at the same time, while doing these Polaroids after school, Sean would be working, so I couldn't even like tell him to come over and help me.
Yeah.
Because he was working, and then I would work on Fridays and Saturdays, and sometimes Sundays. So, and then that was like a whole thing itself. Because like I told you guys last time, I started working for my dad during like my sophomore year to my junior year. But that was like, it was always like during the summer or like throughout the day. But this was like around senior year. This is when I was working from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. So basically, I'd go to school Friday, and I would go home really fast, have the Polaroid already, go make the video, post it, and then go to work. And I would get to work late a lot. And I would work from like 5 p.m. or like 6 p.m. to like 5 a.m. because like I told you guys last time, it was half restaurant and half nightclub. So basically, I was on the restaurant side, and we served tacos and like a whole bunch of Hispanic food. And when it was 10 p.m., we took away all like the big dishes, like the fish, the salmon, like all the stuff like that. And then from 10 to 3, we would only sell tacos. So everybody who came over from the nightclub, they're all hungry. They could smell the food, so they come and they start lining up. And it was just like a long line because like all the people like sometimes are drunk, so they don't even know what they're ordering. They're like, like, you know, it's like a really long line of people who just want food. So, and then that would all happen at like 3 a.m. And I think we didn't finish till like 4 or 4:30 a.m. And then we had to clean up for like another hour. Then I'd go home, and then that's when we like, then as soon as I got home, there was a lot of times that I would have to go home and make the video so I could post it the next day. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, sorry, my bad. You were just talking about everything you said in the last podcast.
No, it wasn't. I didn't go into depth. I didn't go into depth last time because remember last time I told them about my old schedule.
Yeah, you're right.
But this schedule was the 5 p.m. to 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And this is why I saved it to this one, because I remember I would go home and it was like 5 a.m. and I'd take a Polaroid at work because I was like, there's not that much I can do throughout the weekend because as soon as I got home, I would go to sleep and then I'd wake up like in the afternoon, get ready, and then go to work. So I'd had to take a Polaroid throughout work, and it was always like something dumb.
Yeah, it
But
was like, well, I think one of them was like you just sweeping or something like that.
I don't know. It was like a lot of photos, and then I like because I was like, what am I gonna take a photo of? And then the nightclub, it was too dark to take photos like Polaroid.
Yeah.
So
No, but I remember you doing that because
uh-huh.
sometimes, like on the weekends, I would always work like early in the morning throughout the whole day, pretty much.
Mhm.
Sometimes you'd call me at like 6 o'clock in the morning,
Mhm.
like, "Hey, this seemed like a good idea."
Yeah. But yeah, so like I literally come home, like I was so tired. I put the camera up and I would make the video, and I remember I was just like falling asleep, like, and I was like, holy shit, I need to wake up and I record the video. It's because I was so bad at talking to the camera. I messed up. I had the lines written down and I kept messing them up, and then I just didn't like how they came out. I had to keep redoing and redoing it.
Yeah, that is true. I think is all of them, every single Polaroid that has ever been posted and had a script to it, right?
Yeah, every Polaroid video you guys saw, I written down everything I was gonna say before. It's cause like when you're thinking off the top of your head, sometimes you forget stuff, and that
Yeah.
happens a lot. Like even when I'm looking back at the podcast, I'll look back and I start a conversation here, and I end up finishing it because I forget the original point of it.
Yeah, and it's
But
only him if you realize.
no,
I know how
it's
to
both
keep
of us
yeah,
because
no, it is
we
both
go
of
on
us.
tangents
Yeah.
and then we switch topics. But we're just starting out. But basically, I would come home, do the video, and I was like falling asleep. I finished like late as shit, and I wake up early, post it, go back to sleep, go back to work. And that was the schedule for me, at least on days I wasn't in school. And what was your schedule, work schedule?
For
Uh-huh.
like this work schedule.
Throughout your senior year, like beginning of senior year, what was your
Okay.
work schedule?
Don't ask me why I know this is exactly. It's because everyone at my job was jealous of my schedule because they said I had the best one. I worked Tuesday, um, Tuesday at Tuesday, Thursday. No, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Tuesday through Wednesday would always be around 4 o'clock. So literally, we would get out of school. I think what 2:45, whatever it was. I'd go home, get changed, go straight to work, not get home until 11 or 12. And then for like Saturday, Sundays, it was always in the morning all day until like 4 some days or until 11. But honestly, those days throughout the week is why I think I gave up on school.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I only have an hour between getting out of school and going to work, I don't have time to do any homework or anything like that. So I think that's also why I just gave up on the thought of going to college and saying work is what I'm doing.
I just didn't like doing homework.
Oh yeah, no, I also just didn't like doing homework either. But it also gave me another excuse to say why I didn't do it.
No, literally, I don't remember doing any homework because I just remember coming home doing the video. That's literally what I did every single day.
Yeah, I really don't know how we passed senior year.
I think I try to do most of my work in school so I wouldn't have to come home and wait and like waste time doing it.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, we didn't really have homework, even if we wanted to do it, or like even not. Yeah, even if we wanted to not do it, I don't think we had homework in general. For
And the
senior
homework
year.
I did have, I didn't do it. Also, early on in like the Polaroids, Prime was starting to become a really big thing because like of they're really pushing it at that time, and they still are, but like
I think that's when like it just first came out, right?
yeah, and they're just doing like a whole bunch of crazy stuff, and like trying to like really like make Prime really big. And I was like, me and him were like, it was rare to find Prime at this time.
Yeah,
And I remember we would just like always include him in the videos because I wanted to be sponsored by them, so I would get the free stuff or get paid, either or.
and also because you were a big Logan fan, I was a big KSI fan.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the our two favorite people in a way made one thing. So I think that's also why we both really liked it and really wanted it.
And also, like, I don't know, I forgot why. Like, I don't know the initial reason, but I just wanted like to. I was like, maybe if I get sponsored by them, like Logan's gonna like collaborate with me or something like that. But so I would always include it in the video, like me holding it in the background. Like I remember just like setting up stuff to like kind of just show the product. So then like I would tag them,
Small
and they'd
little
see it.
plugs.
Yeah, and like they didn't need it, just like 10,000 views. I don't know how many likes, but
Also the other side, they were also posting people that were
oh
posting.
yeah,
that.
I know. I think we were trying to get reposted. I never got posted by Prime even to this day, after like a lot of shit I've done. But
It is what it is.
yeah. And we'll loop back to that later in the video.
Yes.
But also,
But talking about Prime though, so how we mentioned earlier, how we had our team sports class together. One,
No, we gotta ease our way into that.
I'm gonna talk about the one video with Prime.
Okay. But we gotta ease our way into. We gotta tell them about how that class was. Like a lot of people don't know what team sports is.
Oh, you play sports.
Team sports is like a gym class basically.
Yeah.
And a lot of our friends were in there, and that like to me, I was like, damn, like all of our friends in here. This is like the best class for like senior year. You know, it was me, Sean, Jaden, Jacob, John, Tony. Am I missing anybody?
There was other other people that were in there,
but that's like our friend group.
But we're supposed to be no. Also, we're also in our friend group, but we're supposed to be in there.
Oh yeah, they were supposed to be in there. They skipped in there, but it, you know.
Yeah,
they were in there like more times than some of us. But you know, we had that class together. So basically, you would like play a sport. Like the teacher would have sports attached. Like they would either be like soccer, kickball, basketball, and it would be like on a week to week basis. But sometimes he just let you go do whatever. Yeah. So at this time, I remember we would just all come together. Sometimes like do something, just mess around, and Sean and Jaden just love like fighting. I have so many videos on my phone of just them fighting. Like I'm just like, what the fuck? Like there's one that's choking somebody. There's one that's like hitting somebody, throwing balls at the other person.
For context though, it's honestly, I don't know why we do this.
It wasn't even for content because I'd see them fighting and then I'd be like, what the fuck? And then I'd go film it.
Again, for context, it's not like we're actually fighting.
Oh yeah, they're just like play fighting.
Yeah, as like he's my little brother.
Yeah, but I remember there's slap box sometimes, and then like I remember hearing the contact of like the other person just slapping their chin.
Yeah,
like,
and there's a couple where some people actually thought we were actually fighting.
Yeah,
the way we were hitting each other.
And then thanks to that gym class, that's the reason I started doing the day in the lives, because I remember on a regular day I didn't have that much content. But as soon as we started going to team sports, and the other half of our what was it? Was it like?
What do you mean?
It was pretty early on. Team sports, was it a full year class?
So yeah, we had team sports full year.
Okay.
Full year. Sorry.
Okay, so and then when I got there, like a few weeks into the school year, because I don't think it was second semester. I think it was like a few weeks into the school year. I switched my classes from art to team sports, and when I got there, I was like, oh, this class is like tough. And then I started seeing like there's so much like stuff I could film, but like what am I gonna use this all for? So that's when I started doing day in the lives. And then one of our friends would sometimes just I would give him my phone and he'd just follow us around with my phone, and that would be the content I used for that part of the day. It was always like something interesting, like somebody fighting, us playing volleyball, soccer, kickball.
Pikachu.
It was just like a lot. Like it's like a free gym to do whatever, and we're just like getting content. We're like throwing footballs to see if you can like hopefully hit somebody in the I don't know what was like mindset. We're just throwing footballs around like from one side of the court to the other side.
Oh no, it was us. It was because I always kicked the ball instead of throwing the ball.
Oh yeah.
So you guys just kept trying to copy me and kick the ball as well.
Yeah, we're just trying to like punt the ball. I don't know. Like we're just doing shit like, you know, that was funny to us.
Yeah.
And then we record a lot, and that was like a big part of the day in our lives. And it was all started because of that class.
It really did. A lot of things started because of that class.
Mm-hmm.
Like what we would do outside with the what was it? Recording us playing soccer and stuff.
Okay. So what he's talking about is for when we got there, it was still cold outside, you know, the weather wasn't the best, but when it started to become more spring and summertime, maybe like kind of like the second half of the school year, it became really sunny, so we moved from the gym to outside on our turf field. It's like a really nice field, and it had like some people play soccer, some people would play football, and we had our friends, so we'd all go to like one side of the field, and we'd play soccer, and we would like play World Cup a lot. And then this time we would actually bring my camera, like the camera that's recording right now, and we'd have one of our friends record it, and we got like some funny ass games and stuff in there. Like I remember we'd like start off and we'd like it was just so fun for like us. It wasn't even for like the video.
I think more of like we just recorded just because we were having so much fun.
Yeah.
But I think we cared less about the video and more about just winning the game.
Yeah.
Like, it got really competitive sometimes. Like some people were genuinely mad and wanted to fight.
No, I got pretty competitive because I think I was doing pretty good. I won a couple times, and I just like like when you score. and then you get to like taunt like people still playing. I don't know. It was just like a really fun time. Like I've gone through some of those videos, and it's just like really funny moments.
Yeah, no, it really is.
And it's just like a lot of random stuff.
But like that's stuff we recorded for like YouTube and stuff. But like, what do you think started our YouTube like journey during senior year?
So, it was like really early on too. I just wanted to do content and everywhere, and I've been wanting to do YouTube, but it's like harder to do YouTube than TikTok because you gotta edit, you gotta like it's a camera instead of an iPhone. It's just like a lot of things that go into it, even like posting on YouTube. And I remember I just wanted to do a YouTube video, and I always saw like Santee and them do mukbangs. So I told Sean, let's do a mukbang before school. That was like one of our first YouTube videos. I think it was like Chick-fil-A mukbang at school, and it was like we only had like 10 minutes because school was about to start. I didn't really care, but you know, Sean like being on time. So I remember we went to the Chick-fil-A, and then somebody noticed us at the window. It was like some a guy we went to school with,
and we had the camera like, oh, get us in the camera.
Yeah. And then we just got the food. We did the mukbang outside of our school, and it was like a really short video because we had to go. But
that's what started. I feel like our YouTube journey of trying to do this, and then because it started off with just us doing mukbangs in the car.
Yeah,
I think we did 2 or 3 of those.
We did like 2 or 3 or 4.
You did like 4. I was in 3 of them, I think.
It's just like mukbangs are kind of easy. Just answer questions and eat food.
It's literally this. If we're eating food.
Yeah, and then I was like, for I think it was like Polaroid 100. I was like, we got to do something big. So I was just like a fat ass. And the thing was, I was working out throughout this nighttime. But I remember telling Sean, I was like, I have an idea. Because I saw these videos like a long time ago, like 2 or 3 years ago, where like people would go to a fast food spot and they'd get the entire menu. So I was like, what fast food spot? Like, I think you got to go McDonald's. So I told Sean, I was like, let's get the entire McDonald's menu for hitting. Oh, no, it wasn't McDonald's. It was Chick-fil-A. It was Chick-fil-A.
I thought Chick-fil-A was first. Yeah, I thought Chick-fil-A was first.
I kind of forgot. Okay, it's a hint because we did it again. But first one was Chick-fil-A, and we went to Chick-fil-A. We got the entire menu. I was dressed up in a cow costume, and we did that for like Polaroid 100 to celebrate, and we just got all of our friends over.
Why did we choose Chick-fil-A?
I don't know. I think everybody just wanted Chick-fil-A. I mean, at the time, I remember really liking Chick-fil-A. Like, I would go a lot.
Yeah, that is true.
So, and it was like right next to our school too. So that's like the thing everybody would get before after school. But we just chose Chick-fil-A. We ate that, and we just answered questions. And then that was a YouTube video for hitting 100.
Check it out if you still haven't watched it. Things still up there. Yep. Here's the YouTube.
I don't know how good that video is, but you know, just check it out if you're curious to see what $200 and something worth of Chick-fil-A looks like.
It was like 253 or something like that.
Yeah,
some weird amount. Yeah, that was ridiculous.
It's just shit like that's happened. I'm not gonna break down every Polaroid we did, but there was just like a lot of crazy ones, like with a lot of crazy backstory.
Yeah, like if I think we talked about it last podcast, our tag. Yeah, we did a Polaroid about the tag. There's literally Polaroids about anything and everything we did.
And the thing was that, like, hold on. The Polaroids that I did post on my TikTok, some of them I had sounds in the background, so a lot of them are mute now. That's the problem. So even if they would want to go back and see some of these, a lot of them are muted now.
Yeah, that's
the thing that TikTok did with Universal Music. So they took down all the Universal Music, and I remember I'd use that to like make the video do better.
You know what we should do one day, either for a YouTube video or for the podcast? We should go through all the Polaroids that are muted and like see if we can see what they're about. I thought that'd be kind of cool.
Okay, I got you.
See what I'm saying?
That's kind of
like only the muted ones, of course, not the other ones. Like the muted ones. I feel like that'd be kind of cool.
That's not a bad idea, to be honest.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Should we do it on here or should we do it on your YouTube?
I don't know. We'll figure it out. Or we could just put it as another TikTok, to be honest.
Let us know if you guys want to see that, though, because I feel like that'd be kind of fire.
That's not a bad idea.
That'd be kind of fire.
Especially now thinking about it, like...
Because it's like us looking back at it and talking about it as well.
We might do that. If you guys want us to like look back at old Polaroids or some of them that are muted, please let us know in the comments. But yeah, it's just like a lot of crazy shit that went on. And like YouTube, I was trying to post more on YouTube, but it was I feel like I was so busy with the TikTok stuff, it was really hard.
Yeah, I feel like at that time we wanted to do YouTube, but it was like either commit to TikTok right now or commit to YouTube right now. But I feel like doing TikTok was, one, easier, 2, faster to do, if that makes sense. And just I feel like that's better for us at this point.
And also, since like literally the first day in the life when we were in gym class and I did the first day in the life, I really didn't like see any hope in it. I was just like just doing like, I'm gonna just try it out. And I remember being so close to not even posting it because I didn't like how it came out, like with the voiceover and everything. I was like, I don't like this. And then I was like, it was like 10 p.m. I was like, it. And I just posted it, and that video did like 900K like the next day, and I was like, holy shit. And then my page grew so fast after that, just because of day in the life. So then the schedule was go to school, take a Polaroid, come home, film the Polaroid video. After that, go straight to editing the day in the life. Literally every video you saw was like from the last day. Like, let's say I recorded day in the life yesterday, I posted today, and I go like straight like that. And I try to edit it at school so it's faster.
But think about it, you really did grow very, very fast.
With
like,
the day in the lives.
Just in general, just like your page and everything in general, it did grow very fast. Because before we graduated, you were already at how many?
I was like 900K. I remember it was 900 or 800K because I remember I hit 1 million in July.
Oh, it's right after we graduated.
Yeah, so it was like 800, 900K what I graduated with. And I remember me and Sean were saying, I wonder how much we're gonna like graduate with. And then I was like, what about 1 million? He was like, nah. And he was like laughing. I was like, bruh.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I was right though.
Yeah, we didn't, but we're close. But yeah,
but I think it's still very impressive. We got to 800 or 900K.
It just grew so fast. Like I guess it was just people were more interested in what I would do. Like they literally would show them everything that I did. Like wake up, go downstairs, make a bacon egg cheese, eat it, and then go to school because I was like late. And all the comments every day were like, "This man's late. Like this man's late to school every day. This man can never be on time."
And that was also a Polaroid.
Yeah, and it was just like I don't know. Everybody was just so interested, and they'll give their input. And I remember I never looked back at the comments, and I still don't. I don't look into my TikTok comment section until Sean lets me know or somebody lets me know. Hey, do you see that they're saying this?
Yeah, honestly, I never actually look until someone tells me, and then I look, and then I tell you.
I just didn't. I never really like was interested to like see because I always heard that it was bad to like look at comments, even if they're good or bad.
Yeah.
But like sometimes I learned now you have to kind of like look at it. Just don't care what they say, but like also just look at it because to me comments don't like affect me. I don't care if they're like really hurtful. I feel like I've been told like stuff in person that's worse, so it's like it's gonna take a lot in order to get to like me through a comment.
You gotta have a blue check mark for it to affect me.
Okay.
But at that same time, you were growing so fast. You were pressing me to make my TikTok, and
I grew his page to like 20K.
So I eventually did make it, and I will never forget the day I made it because I was at the aquarium, got in my car. Before I went into the aquarium, I sent you my TikTok and made it literally like 5 minutes before that. Went to the aquarium, came back out, looked at my phone. I was at like 15K. And then 2 minutes later, I'm at 20K. And then that just kept going and growing.
Let me give some of you guys a life lesson.
Oh my gosh.
I remember coming home from school and the Polaroid was about I think if I remember correctly, it was the Polaroid of that day was about me getting recognized in school. And I was like, that's crazy. Like I got recognized, like just that in general was crazy. But it was at our high school. And then I remember Sean got recognized the same day too.
Oh yeah.
And then so Sean got recognized the same day because just from being in my video. So the video of that day was just talking about that situation. And at the end, I was gonna plug Sean. I was gonna be like, all right, like this has been a crazy journey, and like now I'm starting to get recognized. But like, Sean's been helping me, so I'm gonna make Sean like post more, and I'm gonna tag him. So I literally called him and I said, make a TikTok so I can plug you. So I had to like drag it at him to go make a TikTok, and he finally made a TikTok, sent me his @ and at the end of the video I was like, yeah, so like this is getting crazy, but if you want to follow Sean, so he can start posting, here's his @ and at the end of the video I shouted him out. It was like a pretty big shout out, and I remember just looking on his page and he was getting thousands of follows, and he ended up posting like 4 times.
Okay,
and he
okay.
could have grew. Wait. This is a TikTok clip. Hold on. I'm making a TikTok clip right now. All right, let me get this shit together. So I shot him out. And he grew so fast, and I feel like he could have made that into something way bigger if only he posted. But and I'm not the type of person to make somebody post because I feel like making anybody do anything is making anybody do anything is not the way to go. You have to like basically, you got to let them do their own thing. It's like when people who are suffering through something, they're like, you gotta like wait for them to ask for help. You can't like make them. So I basically gave everything to Sean, gave him the ball, and he dropped it. Cause he grew to like 20,000 followers in the first few days or weeks or something like that.
Yeah, I grew to 15 in like 4 hours.
Yeah,
and then 20 in like 2 days.
Like imagine how many people would want that, Sean.
Okay, so back to what I was trying to say.
It's because that was my point of view.
So yeah, honestly, I really should have done more with that opportunity. But it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. But I kept saying, what am I going to post my first one? What am I going to post my first one? And then the day I had something I was going to post, I totaled my car. Yep. My beautiful, beautiful car.
But to be honest, that could have been a whole video.
It was. I made it a video.
Yeah, but until like a week or two later. You could have.
No, what are you talking about? No, I was in the hospital. What do you mean?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh yeah, I remember calling you.
No, you didn't call me.
I did call you.
You called me 3 hours later.
Literally, okay. How our relationship? I call Sean or I'll text him. If I don't, he doesn't say anything. So I remember texting you.
Damn lie.
That is not a lie, because I remember texting you that day, and then all you texted me back was a photo of him in the hospital, and then I called him.
Okay,
and then you told me. So don't lie.
Okay, in that time I was that was true.
And that's how it always is.
No, it's not.
Yes,
now we're
is.
lying because I texted you last night at 10:30.
Yeah, at 10:30. You have
How
the whole day to
old are
text
you?
me.
How old are you that you need to be to text you before 10 o'clock?
When it's night, I don't feel like texting people. Like
It was about today.
Hey, okay, hold on. Come here, man. Relax.
I texted you about today.
Well, you should have said that in one text. Oh, he said, "Yo."
So you saw the text.
I'm pretty
and you
sure
purposely
it's not.
ignored
No,
it.
it's not my fault. I literally will see somebody's text and I'll be like, I thought I responded to him, but I just responded to him in my head. And at that time, I was driving. I'm a responsible driver. Unlike some people, I don't crash my car because I'm not on my phone texting people.
I wasn't even texting anybody. The bitch was in my blind spot.
Okay, but
Alright.
still, he texted me while I was driving.
You hit like 4 deer.
Huh?
You've hit like
I
4
hit
deer.
a deer, and it survived. So that says something about my
Because
driving.
you were
I'm a
on
careful driver. It was at 5 a.m, Sean. That deer was like one of those scary jump games. That shit just was like, and I was like, and I hit the brakes, and I remember it go, and it bounced off of my car like a ping pong ball, and it ran off running into the woods.
And now it has a
And it was
broken
because
leg.
I was driving the speed limit, and I was sleepy, and it was 5 a.m, and I had to look
You
for
know
the
it's
license plate
illegal
at
to
5 a.m.
drive sleepy?
I didn't drive sleepy. I was
You
getting
just
sleepy.
said.
I was getting
You
sleepy.
just-
I
it's
was
on camera.
I was a minute away from my house, and the deer was like, I want to make this motherfucker like stay awake for another hour looking for this license plate in the dark. And then that's what happened. I had to get out of my car, and then like if a car came, they would have ran me over or ran my car over at least. And I was like with my flashlight looking in the grass for this license plate. But that's a story for another day when we actually get into our car history and shit.
Yes.
But yeah, TikTok, Sean, was a no-go.
I'm gonna post something soon.
But yeah, let me know what you guys would do in your situation if somebody like was like, here's 20,000 followers and good amount of engagement in your videos.
Okay, but in all honesty, it felt wrong
Why?
because I'm like, I don't want to just use this guy and get a bunch of.
That all of them were
Nah.
like shout out, and then they'd be like,
The other thing was also I didn't know what I wanted to post, and
Uh-huh.
honestly, the 4 videos I did post at first really just copying you, and I didn't. It wasn't that I didn't. No, yeah, I just didn't enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
It just wasn't what I like to do.
But that's the whole thing. If you want to find what you're gonna post, you gotta just post random shit, and then something will click.
Yeah.
and I'll post on TikTok soon too. It's just like right now I've been doing like the like clipping these podcasts take a long time because I have to cut down the clips, I have to add the clips with words and everything. And I've just been busy with other shit.
Life.
I'm trying to get you guys the Angel Club shirts. You know that's coming. I apologize for the wait. But prepare for the after school. I mean the back to school drop. That's gonna be amazing.
After high school merch drop.
That's down the line. Relax.
That's
We're losing money on every episode as it goes. We haven't made a single cent. I'm broke from this podcast. And
Here's our
also,
GoFundMe.
but also talking about podcasts. If you guys remember last time, I forgot to bring this up. I remember mentioning you guys the green hoodies.
Oh yeah.
Remember how I told you guys how the green hoodies was a failure? My first clothing drop was a failure. It was the green hoodie. And since I was starting to do good on the day in the lives, I remember wearing it a lot, or Sean wearing it, or one of my friends wearing it.
Someone was always wearing it.
And then they would always ask, "Oh, where's that green hoodie from?" Because they just see it a lot, and I was just like, I didn't even like think to promote my brand, but I remember they started to sell, and then I would post that, like I would show that in my day in the lives, like I literally show myself like packaging every order and taking it to the post office, and I remember getting the sending some out to Logan's team, like Logan Paul's team, and one of the guys, shout out Kevin, the videographer, Logan Paul's videographer, he gave my hoodie to George Janko, and he wore it on an episode of Impulsive, and that got like a lot of that episode was like really big, but also I was like flipping out. I was like, ain't no way George Janko just wore my hoodie on Impulsive. With this, like, and that, if you guys don't know what Impulsive is, it's Logan Paul's, like, I guess mostly podcast, and he's the person who I was making all these Polaroid videos inspired from.
Yeah,
like all these videos came because of like Logan Paul's idea. So I was just like, like that's my hoodie. And I remember Logan Paul read it, like it was like, I don't think they've ever mentioned somebody's piece of clothing before.
Oh yeah, ever.
And I didn't expect it to, and they didn't even like mean it. Like I guess they didn't like mean to do it. I think Jake Paul brought up George's hoodie and was like, "Oh, did you dress yourself today?" And then Logan Paul was like, "Nah." Like he says, "Made in heaven" or something like that. And he read the hoodie, and I was just like freaking out. I remember I was watching the podcast on the TV, and I was like freaking out. I made a video about that, and I was just flipping out.
Yeah, no, that was crazy.
And he still wears the hoodie on his podcast, like George's podcast, and also what's it called? He wore it in his music video, and I was just like, damn, like
he really likes the hoodie.
Yeah, and I was so happy like those past days, and I remember like posting on my story. It was just like a crazy ass like moment.
And
like,
so then I think a little bit after that is when we dropped the black hoodies, right?
Yeah. So with the success of the green hoodie, I ended up dropping the black hoodie. Did we get into that? I don't think we were too specific, but basically, I want to like, I don't want to keep going back to this because I feel like I just always talk about it. Basically sold out of the green hoodies. It wasn't that many, just to begin with, because it was like my first drop. But then I was like, let me drop a black version, this one, and with that drop, I ended up using all my friends to model for them. I gave them all a free hoodie, and then we went to the mall and we took like just photos around the mall, like any place that looked good, and we just like taking photos.
Yeah,
doing random ass poses.
That was probably one of the funniest days of my life, like senior year wise.
Yeah, like imagine you go to the mall, you see like 6 high schoolers just walking wearing the same hoodie, and
like at one point we were sitting there talking to a security guard.
Like I don't know, it was just crazy. And then I remember like I'd sell it to people at school. Like some people were like, "Oh, can I get one early?" And I'd sell them to sell it to them.
Well, think about it now, you probably should have never done that.
I don't know, maybe. Like I don't think so, because they paid the same amount as somebody who paid for like online.
Yeah, that is true.
The only person like they just had to pay shipping, so they had to pay for more. But that drop did really good. We sold out in 5 minutes, and the whole process took forever. I was trying to balance that. Okay, trying to I stopped working at this time. And this is when I was doing just the Polaroid video. So I'd come home from school, do the Polaroid video, then work on the hoodies at night, like just, going one by one, packaging them up. So everything was ready. I was so glad that the drop did good. I was like not really. I was expecting it, but at the same time
Yeah.
wasn't. I didn't have my hopes high, but I was like in the back of my head, I was like, I think I'm gonna
Neither
sell
of us
out.
were expecting 5 minutes though.
Yeah,
'Cause it,
not
like,
5 minutes. I thought it was gonna be like throughout the day.
Like we're not even being like dramatic or
Uh-huh.
like over exaggerating this. It literally was
Uh-huh.
5 minutes
Mhm.
because he had called me.
Mhm.
I think 10 minutes before you're about to drop it. You're like, all right, gotta make sure
Yeah.
everything was good. Da 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 da. And then the drop happened. I think it was like 5 o'clock or 3 o'clock on like a random ass Wednesday or some shit.
Mhm.
And we literally both sat there. He flipped it. We were on FaceTime. He flipped the camera and we're just watching all of the hoodies just sell.
Yeah,
sell,
it was just
sell.
like refresh and this much
Yeah.
gone. This fresh size blank gone. Size blank.
How many?
Gone.
Do you remember how many hoodies it was?
It was a couple hundred, but I remember like it was cool because it showed me how much people were on the site. It was a
Yeah.
couple thousand people on the site, and I remember getting so many texts like I didn't get one. It was in my cart, and then I wasn't able to check out in time, which was just a crazy ass like what do you do?
Yeah.
And I told them already I wasn't gonna restock, so I kind of felt bad. Like everybody who didn't get one will never get one ever unless they buy for somebody who has one.
Yeah, no, but it was crazy because there was literally, like you said, more people than hoodies that were on the website at one point.
And it was just like I don't know. I remember like I couldn't like believe it that day, and I was just like, I have so much work to do now. Like I had to like package all those hoodies up and send them out like the next day or the next second day, and I was sick.
Yeah, but at that point, you were still. It was just one thing after one thing.
Oh
after
yeah, and I
one
was still
thing for
doing
you.
Polar videos. I was like,
Yep.
sell out. All right, tomorrow's video, new video after that, and then sometime have time to package all these up and send them out. It was like it was really time consuming. The Polar videos were just really time consuming. I cannot speak.
It's too early in the morning for this, guys.
Yes, it is. At least to be talking this much. I'm not a morning person.
Yeah, neither am I.
But the Polar videos were really time consuming. Oh my gosh. The Polar videos were really time consuming, and my schedule was just to do that. So imagine this: I was in my room so much, like my entire senior year. I barely was like hanging out with my friends or like my family. I remember like when I'd go out to eat, like the Polar videos would just be on my mind. I remember like going out to eat every time or like hanging out with my family. I was like, I could be doing like a Polar video. I was just thinking about that the entire time.
It became an addiction.
And it was bad because I was just spent all day in my room, and I stopped working out too. It was just like, and I had to like give that up because like the gym is like more than like you have to like go get ready, go to the gym. After you get out the gym, take a shower, do all this,
Yeah, it's not like just like an hour thing. It's a cool 2 hours.
and that's after coming back from school. I get home like at 3 or 4 because I had to pick up my sister. Jump to do the video, jump to do the day in the life. Realistically, I could have gone to the gym at the. I would maybe have some time at night, but I was also like really tired. My head was hurting from like literally like I literally was like on a race to do each video as fast as possible because I was trying to get it out as fast as possible. I remember like my head was like pounding because it was like I felt like a clock was going off like every minute was passing, and I was trying to post it like early in the day, and then even after I posted the Polar video, straight to doing the day in the lives. Posting that, and that took like maybe half an hour, but it was still like I had to talking to my phone, and then I barely had time to eat at night, so I was like, maybe I could go to them, or I could go fucking downstairs and talk to my family. So I was like, what am I gonna risk to do to go to the gym?
My family or views.
Yeah. But the schedule's better now, like on my just overall.
Also, because like we're not in school.
Yeah, I just learned how to do like my time management. My time management has gone like really good. It was non-existent before, but now I think I've been pretty good. Sometimes I forget stuff. There's just sometimes where like I think so far into the future I forget some of the stuff I have going on, and also like it's just stuff in general. But I think right now I've been like balancing most of my stuff pretty good. There's like some days that like something unexpected happens, like maybe I have to go to this family event or something, and that would kind of throw shit off. But for the most part, I have like my schedule. I wake up, go to the gym, I have time to do that, eat, pick up my sister, have time to record, edit a video, do the podcast on Fridays or Sundays or Saturdays. And then I think I've learned to really balance myself out and also have time for myself, do stuff that I enjoy.
You know what else you enjoy?
Uh-huh.
Sucking Chipotle off
Oh.
with because you had so much Chipotle
Uh-huh.
and there was the challenge, right? I think it was a challenge thing. You had to like, what was it?
Okay,
I don't remember what the challenge was. But
we just ate a lot senior year. I just remember eating a lot. Like
Yeah,
anytime we
that's
hang out, we would just there's nothing to do that much in Maryland. So what do? We
eat.
yeah, we just eat. I remember we just like would go get food a lot. And my favorite food of all time or fast food is Chipotle. Shout out to Chipotle. Thank you for working with me again. But in my senior year, Chipotle had a contest. It was to promote their new chicken pastor, and it was like the first time them releasing it. And they had a challenge. It was like build your bowl, make a video. And
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, yeah.
and then tell us why we should like choose you. And I remember telling a story about my dad and how he like would make pastor because it's like a Mexican food and it's like pastor tacos is pretty good. I grew up eating that, and I was trying to tie that into the Chipotle and them releasing their chicken pastor. And the video did pretty good just because right at that time I knew if I asked people to help me out, they would help me out. Like I remember we got the attention of so many people because I was just asked everybody to help me and tag them, and we got Chipotle too. We literally we got their attention, and it was right after releasing the hoodies.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it like a Keith Lee? Because at that time, Keith Lee was like the food guy. It was Keith Lee. Like everyone's sitting there going like this, eating their food.
Have you seen his latest video where he was bashing Chipotle about the portions? I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting off topic, but
yeah, no, that was kind of cool too because I think that's also why we're eating so much food and posting it because of Keith Lee.
Yeah, it's because like he was just blowing up at that time. Everybody who just ate food and like was like showing it and reviewing it was doing really good.
I think it's also because food's always just gonna be
it's just so
big.
good.
Yeah,
so
fun.
This
but anyways,
fat. Okay.
Chipotle contest. What happened?
So, they ended up texting me on TikTok. Like, who the hell texted me on TikTok? And I remember not seeing it for a couple days, and I told Sean, I was like, holy shit, like they texted me like a couple days ago and I didn't respond. I don't know if they're gonna choose me still because they're in the thing they sent. They were like, please reply to this as soon as possible, or it might affect your entrance or something like that. And they still ended up choosing me for like third place or second place, and then I didn't know, and then Keith Lee ended up trying my bowl. And they posted on the Chipotle TikTok. Like I think he rated my bowl like an 8.2 or 8.3.
It was an 8.2 because I remember making fun of you for
it. Yeah, yeah. And he ended up rating my bowl that, and they ended up giving me my own they put my. Let me say this again. They put my bowl, like my order, on the Chipotle app, and I remember like just going on the Chipotle app and seeing my order. It was like Anthony's.
Yeah,
bowl.
that was kind of crazy.
That was so cool.
That's probably like one of the coolest things ever to see my friends. Chipotle bowl, even though I wouldn't get it. Anyways, but it was still really cool though. Just in like Keith Lee said your name,
and then what's it called? Like a news thing. They emailed me and they're like, oh, we want to interview you.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
And then I got interviewed for like a newspaper thing, and they posted it on their site, and supposedly like I guess like older people like look at the newspaper.
I think it was because it wasn't like a big news thing. I think it was like our local news or like
I have no idea.
I
forgot what it was, but
that's crazy to think about. That we were more excited about Chipotle than you being on the news.
Yeah,
what's times come to, man?
but like I remember some of the teachers saw and they were like, "Oh, I saw your news thingy. Like congratulations." Even teachers I didn't like I remember one teacher I had that like. He was always complaining about me getting to school late because I had this class first period. Oh. And he would always complain about me getting to school late. And he was like, why do you even come? Like, just because I was getting there late. And I was like, I didn't really care. I remember I failed his class too, but I didn't need it. And then I remember going to the master, and the master was like, congratulations. Like, even he saw it, but like the master, I understand, because he, like, I think I told him already, but he saw it on the news and he was like, oh, congratulations. I was like, yeah. And I was talking to him about it. And he was just like, "Oh, that's really cool," because I think he likes Chipotle like as much as I do. To be honest.
Yeah, he did love Chipotle as well.
So yeah, we're just like with him, I understand because he's actually like somebody who's supported this entire thing.
Yeah,
that's why I want to have him on the part. Like, there's so much shit we can get into that, but I want to save it for like a really, really important episode, like episode 10 or something.
Yeah, episode 10 we'll have the master on here.
Yeah,
maybe, hopefully.
and like, cause remember, when we go to his class during the World Cup.
Oh, yes. That was so. As many may know, the World Cup happened last year or 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
It'll be 2 years ago now. And me and Anthony are both avid football.
Not really. Like
I
it's just
am.
it's just like I know how big the World Cup
Yeah.
is because of like my brother and like my
Well,
cousin
me personally,
yeah.
I enjoy watching soccer a lot.
and my country was in it, so I was like, let's
Yeah,
go
of course.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
USA. Anyways,
Okay.
but yeah, no, I think almost, especially the master, but like every other teacher had like the small little box TVs.
Yeah.
And would be playing the World Cup in there.
Yeah. So
And,
to preface, after he was done teaching his class,
oh yeah, no, actually, I it was like during lunch period.
yeah, it was like during lunch most of the time.
Yeah.
Or when he was like he had a free period. Like we were just watching the World Cup. Like just in general, World Cup throughout our senior was crazy because literally all the teachers would try to like watch it. Everybody was interested. People were watching it during class. I remember I was watching it like a lot of the games during the class. There's so many good games.
The amount of times I'd be sitting there in class,
Like, oh.
and then something happened. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, sorry, not. And then like people sending each other websites because their website stopped working, so we had to use a whole new website. Like it was the funniest thing.
That I pay for that shit.
I didn't pay for that shit. Fuck, I look like
no, because it's like the signal was so bad in the school. And but yeah, like I remember like everybody was watching the World Cup. People were going through the hallways watching. It was like a crazy time. Like only few will experience like that because there's people around you watching what you're watching, like or watching a different game at the same time.
At one point, me and this one person, we were watching one game on my phone and one game on their phone. It was again stuff like that. I would never forget.
Yeah, so that's so crazy. And then the World Cup final. I remember I was with my brother and my cousin.
Forget the final. Brazil versus Croatia in the Masters room.
Yeah.
Oh, I cried.
There was a crowd of people like,
because I'm a Brazil fan. So I actually cried in that class.
Keep going. I'm gonna let Romeo out.
Like, because I remember it was penalties, and I would never forget this moment. Marquinhos shot it, the last shot to win, and he missed. And everyone's in there going, because I think almost everyone in that class wanted Croatia to win.
And then Neymar was crying.
I was crying with Neymar.
I
felt
crazy.
Neymar's pain.
I don't know. The whole time I forgot about that. Like you forget stuff like that.
No, I don't. I would never forget that.
I remember the final because I was with my brother and my cousin, and then it was like the penalty shootout. Like
the penalty.
The shitty ass turtle made a comeback, and I was like, we were like, oh my god, we might lose. We were all wearing like the Argentina jerseys. We had food. And I remember, like, when he won, we were, like, jumping.
I honestly didn't care that much.
Shut up.
Man. You're Mexican. Why do you care about me?
Oh, and we had a bet, like...
Oh, yeah. I don't remember what the bet was, though.
It was, remember, it was Mexico's game before they were eliminated. They had a chance to not get eliminated if they beat this team by, like, 2 points. And if this other game, like, went a certain type of way. And he got saved from the other game. Like, Mexico did what they were supposed to, but
who was? I don't remember who it was.
It's so hard to like think of that whole thing. But like, just because of how other teams played, it boosted one team up. You know how that shit goes. And then if Mexico was to advance, Sean was gonna buy me the jersey, the Mexico jersey.
Yep. And there's a reason he still doesn't have it.
I have it. Remember?
Not from me buying it. That's what I meant.
TJ jerseys, plug TJ jerseys right now. He sends me all my jerseys. Appreciate you. I'm gonna get back to you. I remember you told me that you wanted me to send you 4 new jerseys I want. I'm gonna get back to you because I have them in mind now.
Yeah, I want some jerseys too.
Okay. Hey, speaking about like plugging people, if anybody wants to sponsor the podcast, and this is how I'm gonna present it to you. Think about it. You're gonna get it. We're not gonna charge you that much, because the views aren't there. But think about it in the long run. When this podcast gets really big, people are going to go back down to see the first couple episodes, and they're going to be like, oh, what's that product that's displayed across the whole room? We'll get a banner if you want, If you're willing to sponsor the podcast, hit us up at the After High School Podcast Gmail. This one right here.
Boom.
It's in our links in our bios or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, hit us up if you wanted to sponsor the podcast, I'm just trying to like put you guys on. Like all the brands out there, you gotta think about it. We gotta make money off this shit, Sean.
Yeah, we're kind of broke right now. Please, anybody help us?
I don't know about that, but we just need help. I don't like paying for. I don't like paying expenses.
I'm still broke.
But yeah, so just a lot of crazy stuff that we experienced. We just did a lot for the videos. We stayed awake for 48 hours. We did shit like that. If you want to go, we could probably talk about it into depth some other episode. But this is where we're starting to get closer and closer to graduation. We're we have to do like our yearbook photos. We're doing and shout out, I got nominated for most likely to become rich. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, so that's it. I'm in the yearbook. That's my superlative. Is that the superlatives? I think that's what it's called.
I just called.
I'm in the yearbook.
I just called them the losers in the back.
Okay. And then fuck you, Preston, for beating me out for most likely to be famous. Most
likely to do anything and everything in the fucking world. Because
Preston. I'm sorry, Preston. We're joking.
I'm not.
Preston, he beat me out for like, we were going against each other for like 3 or 4 things in the yearbook, and he beat me out for all of them. And if you guys don't know, it's my friend Preston, also known as Black Jesus.
Mamba, Black Jesus.
Not literally, but that's what he dressed up as at school. The boy blueberry.
Yeah, the backflip guy.
Yeah, who broke like 3 people's necks trying to teach him how to backflip. But we'll get into that. We might have
just
Preston
kidding.
on. We could have Preston on because we have a lot to talk about with him.
Yeah,
you know, if you guys wanna hear like our stories with Preston, there's a lot of funny ones. We can have him on the podcast as well.
Yeah,
and so right now everybody's like knows what college they're going to. Everybody knows like what they're doing, and like we're getting ready for graduation. We're getting prepared. We're doing rehearsals. And like at this time I know Polaroids are coming to an end because you know the whole series is called Polaroids Till I Graduate. So a lot of people were at like they had high standards for the last video.
Yeah.
And like the last picture. And I was also like I don't know like what series I'm gonna do after I graduate. So I remember like there was like a lot of stress going into like graduation.
Yeah, just trying to figure out what was happening with with doing like Polaroid stuff, YouTube. I think at that point we were trying to do a lot more YouTube so we could switch over from doing TikTok to YouTube.
And like one big thing that I was trying to get done for you guys for the last Polaroid was to get Logan Paul to come to the graduation. And this one I think will like just how things play out, and also like maybe I should have done it earlier. Because I waited till like maybe like a month or 2 left until or it was like a month left until my graduation day to make a video kind of like shouting out Logan Paul, be like, yo, Logan Paul, this is everything I did this year. It was all because of your idea. And it was like a TikTok. I sat there and I basically was telling how Logan Paul's 99 Originals brought up this idea for me to take Polaroids every day till I graduate. I showed him all my work. And then I tagged him. I was telling everybody in the comments to tag him. I was like, I want you to be in the last photo. It would be like the picture perfect moment, you know?
So pretty much what he did was he sat there and he confessed his love to Logan Paul.
No. Okay. So, and I had everybody tag him, send it to him, and everybody did. Like the video did pretty good, like a million or 2 views. And I remember we were recording a video where we're eating the entire McDonald's menu. Like I told you guys, like, we're just fat asses, bro. We were recording. So there's the coolest part. We have the exact moment of when we're driving. It was me, Sean, and Preston, and I have the exact moment of when I was like looking at the directions, and then I see a message come in from Logan Paul.
Yeah,
and it was such a crazy moment. I was like freaking out, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like Logan Paul just messaged me, and that was like the goal of the entire year.
I think honestly, even though foreshadowing a little bit, we didn't get him into the Polaroid. I think the fact that he acknowledged what we were doing,
and we said that we'd be happy with that.
Like, and it wasn't like we tried to get him to like talk to him at least once. This is like attempt number 52.
Yeah, I think we tried to like I always tagged him in my videos.
Yeah,
but yeah, so he was like, oh, what's up? Like I love like the series or whatever, and I invited him to like my graduation. He was like, yeah, bro, like when is it? And then I told him, and then. He said he was really busy. He was like, "Oh, damn, that sucks. Like, I'm really busy." It was true because those days was when he was signing Israel Adesanya and I forgot the other UFC champion, Volkanovski. Yeah, he was signing both of them, and I was like, "Yeah, I mean, like, how are you gonna like pass up that? Like, signing two UFC champs at the time. Sadly, they're not UFC champions no more, but
still
at the
really
time,
big.
Yeah, at the time they were. So I was like, yeah, I understand." And so we did end up getting him for graduation, but that would have been like the craziest photo. Imagine him just like graduation,
Yeah, that
Polaroid.
would have been the
That'd be
craziest thing.
fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So we're still like hoping for that. I'm not pushing to it, but like I know it's gonna happen. I feel like in my mind I've already made that up. It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time.
You're
until we get-
Delulu, man. You're a little Delulu.
But yeah, so we unfortunately that was supposed to be the original plan for the last Polaroid.
That was from like that was the plan from like day one.
And I was gonna have like if he came, I was gonna wear a prime sash. You know how everybody had those like sashes or whatever. I was gonna wear like a red, white, and blue because he just released Cherry Pop or Ice Pop. I was gonna have that, a prime one of those, and then he walked the stage with like a prime bottle. I was gonna do that if he was to come, but he didn't come. But that would have just been a crazy ass moment.
It really, that would have been the cherry on top.
So that was the original plan, and then this one we're like getting ready for graduation, finishing up our last couple Polaroids, and then we're like, what should we do for the last Polaroid? And I was bouncing ideas off of him, and I was like, what if I just like, people take selfies on stage? What if I just get my Polaroid and take a Polaroid on stage?
It was a cool idea.
Yeah.
Now, did the picture come out great?
The execution wasn't there.
But I say it was a cool moment video wise, because it did look kind of cool. Because do you have a clip of it?
Yeah, I have a clip of it. Don't do that. Don't do that because I would be clipping some of this stuff and it's hard to clip.
No, I wasn't gonna say. Yeah. I was just gonna say there's probably a clip out there somewhere if you're doing something.
Just keep talking and remember, this is gonna turn into a TikTok clip. But it's gonna go over your face, right? Yeah.
But the video of you walking across and like turning around, going like, dude, pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Still, but again, the picture itself not so cool.
Let's elaborate on that because we weren't for our graduation we weren't allowed to bring anything in. Like we were barely allowed to bring in our phones, and we just had like our gowns or whatever, or things. Even if you had like a cord that wasn't for a specific class, let's say you bought a cord off of Amazon, like a little pink bright one, they would be like, take that off.
Oh yeah, you tried to sneak it in somehow.
Yeah, and since I didn't have any cords, my plan was to bring in my Polaroid. I brought a fanny pack that was just big enough to hold the Polaroid, and it was like poking out the side of my gown. It looked like I was fat, and then I snuck it through. We snuck it through the metal detectors. I remember Sean walked in with it, and they looked at his Polaroid, like the Polaroid, and we're like, all right, you're good.
Yeah.
And then he gave back to me, and then I put it in my fanny pack, zipped it up, and the plan was I need to do it like really fast because you have to press some buttons in order to have it ready to take a photo. So I just kept like, remember this, remember to do this. We were at our ceremony, and we walk across the stage. Right, I was waiting for my turn. And I was so nervous. I was like, should I do it or not? Because there was like so many people just watching. And I was like, oh, should I do it? And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. So I went on stage. I remember shaking the principal's hand. And then I went to our counselor, and she was like, oh, I recognize you from TikTok. You're the guy who does TikToks. I was like, yeah. And as soon as she said that, I put my diploma down, zipped my thing up, grabbed the camera out the fanny pack, and then took the photo. And I was just like, and it was just like, Polaroid settings to take any good Polaroid photo, it's really hard. So all you see in the photo is just my face like cheesing, and then
fuzz.
darkness, and then I don't know. It's just like a cool photo with a cool memory behind it.
Yeah, like again, not the greatest photo, but at the end of the day, like I said in the beginning, all of these weren't made to views and stuff. It was just made for memories.
Yeah, and then like coming out the stage, the master was there. And he was like, "Oh, like I like that," and I was like, I didn't even know he was right there, And that was, I think, the last time we were all together as a senior class. Everybody went out that day. Everybody celebrated, and that's what ended our senior year.
Yep.
We can get into like what happened after senior year, like on a different episode. But yeah,
we'll talk about that.
That was basically a recap of our entire senior year.
And
so
just our high school. Yeah.
Now we gotta do a little Q&A. Okay, what is something? Because a lot of people right now are graduating. This is like prom and graduation season right now. What is something some piece of information you tell somebody who is just graduating right now or is getting ready to graduate? Like, what would you tell them to expect after graduating? Because this is completely different now.
That the freedom that you're about to have is not fun. Like I say, and let me give context to that. We have more free time. Even though I have a job and stuff, I still have more free time than I would usually. But at that same time, I feel like I'm at first at least, not now. I was just saying, oh, I do that later. I don't gotta do it. You still have to like make sure you're still taking care of yourself outside of it, because just because you have much more free time, don't mean you don't got stuff you still gotta do. It's life, I feel like. That's my big thing.
Yeah.
For me at least.
I don't know. I see it like differently. You can still have a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
And you just like I guess right now you literally have to, you're gonna get forced to kind of become an adult really fast. You have to I know it's probably not right, but you're gonna have to basically figure out what you're gonna do. Like it's pretty hard, but you're gonna have to like kind of like
honestly,
do it.
if you're about to graduate, you should already had it done.
Yeah, but like a lot of people don't.
Yeah, no, honestly.
And it's kind of hard because some people it's hard for them to find what they want to do. But you're gonna have to that's just like the sad reality to it. You're gonna have to like figure out pretty fast, because sooner or later everybody's gonna start like ask you questions. Your parents might be like, "Or when are you moving out?" Like shit like
just
that.
life starts coming at
Yeah,
you.
and it's gonna come at you really fast. So
and let's all be honest, no one wants to be that 36-year-old man living in your mom's basement.
yeah, so just expect a lot.
Yeah.
So enjoy your graduation day. Enjoy your prom. Just like enjoy these last couple. I'm sorry, like, and it's I'm not saying it's bad, because I'm pretty good. Like I enjoy life right now. I'm not like complaining.
Oh yeah, no.
And it's gonna be fun, but you're just gonna have like a lot of more responsibilities now that you're out of school.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
And now you gotta hold yourself accountable. You've had all these teachers and your parents hold you accountable for all these years, but now it's the time that you gotta hold yourself accountable to do
what you want in life
and prepare yourself for the future.
Yeah, even if you are going to college, if you're working at McDonald's, whatever you're doing, you gotta make sure you're holding yourself accountable.
And you gotta really like look at yourself and be like, am I doing good right now, or are you just wasting time? Are you like doing something that will like benefit you, or is it like bringing you more down?
And one other thing that I know I did, I don't know about you, but as soon as I graduated and I was looking at life in general, I was comparing myself to other people a lot.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Because everyone either grows at a certain level, everyone moves at a different level, but whatever you do is don't fall behind because you are comparing yourself to others.
And anyway, you don't compare yourself to others. Like if it's looks, if it's like where you're at in life, like it's just always bad too, because it's just like if you do it like I feel like it's okay to like be like push yourself, but not to like bring yourself down. Like just be like, use it as motivation. Don't use it as like, oh, I like life sucks. Don't like get like, try not to get like bring yourself down. Just try to use it more as motivation, but also don't make that your entire like goal. Like I need to be better than that person or something like that.
Always set self goals, but don't set goals against people.
Yeah, you should see it like a friendly competition. And what's it called? A lot of people, like, even when I graduated, I wasn't going to college, and everybody else was. So that was like, pretty weird, because everybody would like family would be like, "Oh, you're not going to college? Like, what are you gonna do?" And I was too like, I just don't like explaining my whole career path to people. So I just let them think whatever they think, and that's fine to like for people to think something of you for the time being. Because if you know what you're gonna do in life, then just let your actions speak, and like they'll see that later on. And don't worry about what other people think. That's like the most important thing I've ever learned. Like I feel like that applies to so much things, like in general in life.
Yeah, that really is. Because honestly, again, like I said probably multiple times, we wouldn't be here if we thought about what other people thought. Like live your life.
Yeah, like the Polaroids wouldn't have started, and they probably wasn't gonna start, because I kept thinking about what other people were gonna think. That's the biggest thing. That's the reason that helped me back to make content even before the Polaroids. Like I told you guys last episode about the situation that happened junior year, where somebody brought up like my old TikToks. Like, was kind of like picking fun out of it in like a group, and then that kind of like forced me to stop making TikToks like in junior year. And if that didn't happen, I don't think I would have done the Polaroid series. I wouldn't have been here. So it's like a big series of events that led up to this one moment. I feel like everything does happen for a reason, but you can't use that as an excuse. You have to like
use that as motivation.
Yeah, and also like a big thing is like I remember asking everything that I have in life, I've asked God for it, and He's like, help me out, but you gotta like meet Him halfway. Like a lot of people said that you have to meet Him halfway. You can't just like be there praying for what you want and then same time stay in your bed till like 4 p.m. or something and not going out to do it. Like I just told Him, I remember like having a conversation with God. I was just like, just give me the strength to do these videos, and then I'll like put in my part. Like I remember I was the one every day making the videos, and I feel like he was just there like giving me some like path to like follow, and I just had a trust in him that it would work out, and it did, because it was such a long time of just posting videos to like 9,000 viewers, same people coming back, no growth, and then one day, boom, just like that, day in the lives happened, boom, and it starts everything.
Yep.
So yeah, don't stress out too much, but at the same time, kind of have an idea of what you want to do, and don't. And it's not an excuse. Like not knowing is not an excuse to just be on TikTok. You know, you gotta also like sit at your desk, try to like think about things you like, and somehow find out what are you gonna do with your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't use like TikTok or something like that as an excuse, because it's kind of like,
And yeah, don't use where you are in life also as an excuse.
yeah, I feel like most people who are successful like have came from nothing. So like just look to them. Don't be like, oh, I'm in this situation, I'm never gonna get out of it. Just like look to the people who have.
Yeah.
And you know, if you have trust in yourself and like God, you'll get there.
Yeah, it's like to what you're saying though. I feel like you would also help. But if anyone out there needs any advice, if you're about to graduate, if you are graduating, even if you did graduate and you feel like either what we're doing or you just need someone to talk to, I feel like we'll give you guys some advice. If you know, granted, we're still learning as well, so don't get this wrong. We still don't know what we're doing to a certain aspect, but I feel like what we've done with this and like way people view us and stuff like that, we've learned a lot.
Yeah, and we're on episode 3. Most podcasts fail after like the first couple episodes. We're going. You know, we're here at 9 in the morning to make this thing happen. You know, we're not giving up. We gotta throw this out there. This pod comes out every Friday from like around 5 p.m. You know, sometimes things happen, so it's expected around 5 p.m. every Friday.
Yes.
Yeah, but you're saying,
but yeah, no, reach out to us. We check our DMs very often as well. So, if you guys need any advice or anything, just let us know. We'll help.
And if you have any questions that you want answered, maybe from like anything you've heard throughout this episode or any advice, put them in the comments, because I feel like next episode we could also read through the comment section and cover anything that we haven't covered, like any questions you guys have about being in high school, going into high school, leaving high school, social media, anything like that. Feel free to put it in the comments. Just flood the comment section.
Either do the comments or that account.
Oh, but I feel like the comment section will be easier. I feel like the comment section of this video, because all they gotta do is, as you listen to this, go after this, go to the comment section and comment. But yeah,
anywhere though, put questions down. Check out our Instagrams.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
Thank you guys for watching another episode. We're not going anywhere. This every Friday thing, so expect this every Friday. I hope you guys are watching and liking. Like I said before, and like how Sean said, the setup is gonna get better. You know, just a matter of time. We're slowly building up. It's like the Polaroid thing. We start off at a couple hundred views, then it's gonna become a couple thousand, then a couple million.
And then we're gonna switch up and start doing like, you know, hot tub ones.
No, but we'll definitely have more. We'll have guests on if you guys want it. So let us know. Just any feedback at all, put it in the comments. We love feedback.
Yes, we do.
But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe,
and we'll catch you in the next one.
Peace out.
Deuces.